Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine Charles, and this is my discussion board number 5. Okay, so the podcast that I chose to listen to first was the top 3 qualities of successful business owners. And what attracted me to that, top 3 qualities of successful wellness business owners. I don't know if I said that the first time. But what attracted me to this topic is because I do want to be a wellness business owner one day. I do want to own my own wellness center, and I do want to be able to distribute my own wellness products and things of that nature. And that's what attracted me to this, because I need to know the top qualities of somebody that owns their own businesses and what would help me to be successful. How much did I know about the topic before I picked it? I really didn't know anything about the topic before I picked it. I kind of read a little bit of the stuff that they had at the bottom, but not much. I don't really know you know, the qualities of successful wellness business owners. I know some of the general qualities for successful business owners in general, like taking the initiative and allocating resources and things like that. But as far as wellness business owners, I didn't really know. Um, so, what one piece of advice did I hear that resonated with me the most, and why? The biggest piece of advice that resonated with me the most from the podcast was the number one quality of successful business owners, and it is that they aren't tied to outcomes and don't feel like a failure when things don't go well. This piece of advice was resonated with me the most because it really let me know, like, okay, in order to be successful, you can't be hung up on the outcome or how things turn out. You have to be willing to take things as they come and keep it pushing, and know how to regroup and retry so that you can actually be successful. They specifically touched on using experiences to collect data, and not necessarily taking everything as your self-worth. Like, oh yeah, well, I tried this project and this didn't work, so now I'm a failure and I'm just done with wellness altogether. I have a tendency to do that. I have a very I don't know exactly what to call it, but basically, like, when things don't go my way, I really just kind of get discouraged and I really just lose interest. And I tend not to follow through and finish out on them. And so that resonated with me because I really understood, like, in business, it's important to understand that you can't get hung up on the fear of the outcome, or the fear of things not going right, or the fear of things not working, because the only way you'll know how to adjust and how to reapproach a subject, or not necessarily a subject, but to reapproach a project and to make it better and to make it successful, is to try it out the first time and to see what you need to do to change that. And so give us an example of how I can incorporate this information into building a future business for myself. Basically, like I just said, really being able to separate myself from the projects that I'm trying to do, and separate my self-worth from the projects that I'm trying to do, and understand that it's all in the mission to obtain one specific goal. If the goal is to if the goal is to get a certain amount of people to join this program, and I launch the program and I don't meet my goal, that's okay. I know that to be successful, I'm not tied to this outcome. Okay, it wasn't successful. So what can I do next time in order to meet my goal, or maybe to get closer to meeting my goal? Or what can I do next time to appease my clients a little bit more? What do I need to adjust that to maybe attract more people, or to narrow down the people that I'm trying to attract in, by focusing in on my niche specifically, which was something else that they spoke about in the podcast as well. So another way that I can incorporate some of the information into building a future business for myself is, like I said, knowing my niche. That's very important, because if you don't know your niche and you don't know where you're supposed, like, what you're focusing on, it does leave you in a category of just being very generalized, not being able to have a specific clientele. If you have a specific clientele, or people that are specifically looking for you, you will be able to obtain and attract more people. Because if you're more generalized, then you are offering things that other people that might specialize in, they may not want to come to you, because I would rather go to somebody that specializes in just one thing, as opposed to somebody that just kind of spreads their sales over a thin layer of multiple different things. You're involved in wellness, you're involved in healthcare, you're involved in this, you're involved in that. I just want somebody that just knows specifically how to target maybe weight loss or something to that extent. So I think that could help me in the future with my business.